Imagine being a young black woman in the late 1800s, watching your friends and neighbors brutally murdered simply because of their skin color. Now, imagine choosing to fight back, not with violence, but with words, truth, and relentless courage. That was Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells wasn't just a journalist, she was an activist, an educator, and a fearless leader who stood boldly against injustice when it was dangerous to do so. In a time where speaking out could cost you your life, she did it anyway. I chose this topic because Ida's bravery reminds us that one voice, armed with courage and truth, can shake the world and spark change. By the end of this speech, you'll understand how Ida B. Wells' courage, resistance against oppression, and commitment to empowering the black community continue to inspire movements for justice today. Let's begin with Ida B. Wells' remarkable courage. Born into slavery in 1862, Wells faced unimaginable challenges. By age 16, she lost both parents to disease, but stepped up to support her younger siblings as a teacher. Later, after her close friend Tom Moss was lynched by a mob for simply running a successful business, Wells took a stand. She investigated lynching cases and published the horrifying truth about racial violence in the South, something no one else dared to do. As historian Mia Bay explains in her biography, to tell the truth freely, Wells risked her safety and career to expose what others refused to confront. Even when a mob destroyed her newspaper office in Memphis, Wells refused to back down. She carried her fight for justice to national and international audiences. Now let's look at how she used that courage to actively resist injustice. Through bold journalism, including her famous pamphlet, Southern Horrors, Wells debunked myths used to justify lynching. She used facts, data, and personal stories to force America to confront the truth. According to Paula Giddings in Ida, A Sword Among Lions, Wells gathered details, evidence from the court records, newspapers, and eyewitness accounts to dismantle the racist lies that fueled violence. Wells didn't limit her fight to the U.S. She traveled to England, where she gave speeches that gained international attention and pressured American leaders to address racial violence. Finally, Ida B. Wells believed empowerment was just as important as resistance. She co-founded the NAACP and other organizations that fought for the rights and futures of Black Americans. As noted in the National Women's History Museum, Wells championed both racial and gender issues, insisting that Black women's voices be heard in the fight for voting rights. Her influence continues to this day, from the Civil Rights Movement to Black Lives Matter. Wells' legacy is alive in every protest and every call for injustice. To quickly review, Ida B. Wells' life was built on three powerful pillars: her unmatched courage, her relentless resistance to racial injustice, and her deep commitment to empowering the Black community. As she once said, "The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them." Ida B. Wells shined that light for more than a century ago. And today, it's up to us to keep burning bright, because the fight for justice isn't over. Thank you.